Laying all the way back. Give your body a couple of really good relaxing breaths. Allow the body to just kind of rest into this awesome position, this nice supportive place. And as we're getting toward these warmer months, our bodies are wanting to carry us through doing more and more stuff like hiking, swimming, biking, all sorts of goodies like that. And as we do these activities, it's important to help strengthen all the surrounding muscles around those important joints. Because in supporting that, the joints, we're able to make sure that as we go forward, we minimize the danger of kind of hurting our joints, hurting our knees, hurting our ankles. Especially thinking of the idea of hiking, the joints need to be supported because it's so easy to roll your ankle when there's a bunch of rocks that you can't necessarily predict. And it's so easy to kind of just hurt the knees by so much effort. So here we're supporting the joints by strengthening and also just by wonderful, good stretches all around it, making sure that there's that perfect balance right there in the middle. Not too strong, not too flexible, also not too weak, and not too inflexible. Either end of the extreme will take us out of balance. So that's the idea that we're working with today, working on that greater balance in our body. And so with this to help lead us on, let's start off with our nice initial stretches. Let's take the arms all the way to the back wall. Then the shoulders will start to go right and left. Take a nice, easy motion left and right a couple of times. Take nice inhales and then exhales. And those side ribs starting to stretch, supporting that spine. Good, and then coming back through the center, put your hands around the right knee. Pull that knee into the chest. So a couple of really good deep breaths. That first good stretch for the hips. Breath is starting to flow already. Inhales. Exhales. And leg up to the sky. Give it a good tug. So that hamstring starting to work for us, starting to stretch out. Another beautiful inhale. Exhale, hook that right heel to the back left side. Once it's hooked, slide the shin in. Give this part a couple of good breaths, moving right into that hip. Beautiful inhale. Exhale. Free out this leg, maybe give it one more stretch up to the sky. Then drop the ankle all the way down. And second side, left knee into the chest. So the front of the hip, getting that nice tug. You're ready, leg up to sky. First good hamstring stretch of the class. Take another inhale. Exhale, hook the heels, slide the shin in like a balloon. Just let these deep breaths help to teach our body we're in a safe, calm, opening space. Another inhale. And exhale, free the leg out. Another stretch, tugging up to the sky. And drop it all the way down. Good. So here, let's head toward our first inversion. This first one is going to be our vampire pose. So from here, the first one, don't overdo it with your feet upside down because we want to make sure that immediately afterwards we can start playing with vampire pose, adding on some variations. So don't go too crazy going upside down longer than your head can handle or anything like that. But what we're going to start doing is inching our way toward the back end so that the head is off the back and you've got just one thin layer that's enough to completely cover the shoulders. You don't want too much excess or it starts to kind of cut into the neck. So what you'll do if you have a lot of extra, step the feet in, lift the hips up, and then shift the legs out straight again, and that'll shift some of it down. So do that, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times until it gets just a perfect thin layer over the shoulders. Once you're there, each hand grabs up onto the fabric, nice and high, left and right. The feet come up, and you push the feet outward into the part of the fabric that we just grabbed onto. We kind of gathered up some of the fabric, that's what you push into. And then engage your core, rise all the way up. So feet right above where the hands are. They can be inside or outside the fabric, doesn't matter too much. Good. Push out. That'll give you something to anchor up. Just like that. So some people absolutely love inverting, so I'm going to give you a little bit of extra time for this first one. So no rush, those that are still definitely enjoying this. Those that are ready to come down for a break at any point sooner or later, what you'll do is leave the legs inside and just stretch over the 2 straight legs. It's giving those hamstrings a good stretch. So again, no rush. If you're just getting into it, you're enjoying it. There's a couple of us that are at that point. We always take lots of time after inversions to make sure our head is kind of absolutely reset from being upside down. That's, avoiding that sensation of blacking out because we just whipped ourselves up too quickly. Good, so enjoy this hamstring stretch, supporting the legs in that way. Let the head especially even drop down over the knees, over the thighs. Letting that neck have a good stretch. Okay, so as we feel pretty good here, we're going to practice that same vampire again, this time trying to add in a nice core variation. So this time we do want the excess fabric up our thighs for sure. So some people, it goes up to feet, some people up to shins, some people up to the thighs. This one doesn't matter too much. Just make sure you've got some of that excess blanket up covering your feet at least. Make sure that you've got that same safety mechanism. You've got enough to cover shoulders, not too much excess. Hands reach up, grabbing left and right. Feet push out to the fabric that's gathered, and then we rise upside down. This time, to engage the core, what we're going to do is try to see if you can balance with the feet coming together, not touching fabric. If that's where you're at, that's okay. Just practice that balance over and over again. If you can safely bring hips behind shoulders, start hiking toes down to that space in front of you. If you can get to that spot, flatten out so it's almost like you're a flying vampire, just floating right above the earth. Good. If you go to that spot, you'll shift back using the core, so hips go past shoulders behind you, and then the toes slowly rise until you're floating upside down. You're welcome to try that a couple of times. Try to engage the core until toes are down, and then flatten out. Then hips back, 550 then. This will be up to you how many reps you take, especially listen to your head like normal since this is an inversion. But otherwise, just keep on trying to have fun. Just up and down a couple of times. Starting to build that nice initial warmth through our joints. Obviously, no rush to come out, so keep on enjoying this. Those that are about ready to come out, just come to that same recovery, that forward fold. Okay, so from this forward fold, leave the right hand forward toward the toes. Left hand reaches up to the sky, so foot all the way back, a nice spinal twist. So return the left arm all the way up and forward. Switch it out, right hand up and twist. And return that hand all the way forward. Free up your right foot and grab both hands around that right foot. Once you've got that grip, you'll lean back just a little bit so that you can try to straighten this right leg up to the sky. Get a huge stretch. Sometimes I'll do a couple of little pulses to ease me into the hamstring, so a little bit of bent position for that knee, and then straightening it right back up. 2 or 3, and then on that 4th time, I'm able to stay a bit longer. Good, drop this right foot down. Clasp hands around the left foot, and then start to stretch that left foot upward. Sometimes a couple of little pulses will help to ease your hamstring there. One more breath in. Nice exhale. And when we lower this leg down, take your feet back into that little blanket. We're going to take one more variation of vampire pose. So head is off the back end again. Make sure you still got enough to safely cover shoulders, not too much extra. And then this time, leave your left foot inside that little blanket, take the right foot free. Okay, so from that position, that left foot is closed, the right foot is, we'll call it our naked foot. Then grab the hand position, left and right up high. Feet come up, push out to rise upside down. And from here, take your closed foot down, that left foot, all the way to that spot in front of your chest. Once it's all the way down in front of your chest, and you can't push any further, then it's safe to take your right foot all the way down to the floor. I know the first time you do it feels kind of funky, but you got it. Good. Once you land, start to sink your weight backwards into a nice split position. All the way down. You're thinking about like another inch. If you want more in your splits, Pump your foot forward, and that'll give you even more space to sink backwards. Another good inhale. Exhale. We're gonna switch. The way I like to switch the easy way is just simply step that right foot into the pocket where your left foot currently is, then step the left foot down. If you prefer to roll all the way in to do the switch, that's okay. Just do the opposite of what we did earlier. So we end up with the left foot to the floor. If you needed more space for the splits before, maybe you hop forward. So we're gonna sink that. Beautiful. So take another good inhale. Exhale. Then we're gonna head up. If anybody wants to stay in full vampire a little bit longer, that's okay. Those that are ready to be out, you can pick up any Shavasana. We're all together again. Beautiful. So it looks like we're all pretty much down. So just enjoy a couple of breaths. We always, like I said, take this safety time to make sure that we're not pushing our head too far too soon. So if you get to the point where you feel like your head is safe, you'll let me know just by coming up to sit. No rush to get there. The moment with the floating child pose, hook the elbows, let the shoulders go forward. And then a little boat pose before we exit. So our hips are still in the fabric, but our knees lift up, trying to balance. Good. You can either stay in normal boat pose like this or take bicycles. Circle one foot out and then the other foot. Keep the breath flowing. You're welcome to go faster or slower. If you're doing okay, let's take 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Dropping down, grab onto the fabric, lift the hips up and out. Beautiful. So while we're here, after that leg strength, let's work into a little bit of arm strength. So we're gonna keep the fabric in front of the shoulders and then arms circle around our head and all the way circling. I do 2 loops usually before I grab on. That just helps to support my ribs. Okay, so you got some options here. You could do pull-ups going all the way up and down. You could do flexed arm hang, holding for a little while. You could also just kind of do hops, just whatever you're able to do right now. I recommend taking a little break with your fingers in between and then just keep your breath flowing. You're never holding it while you're trying to exercise. It's your choice, whatever your body's capable of doing right now. Keep on breathing. finger breaks. Go a little bit longer, whatever we're doing. Next time you're done, whenever that is, go come all the way out and just shake your hands. You're welcome to do 1 or 2 more, whatever you're doing. Good work. So let's take the fabric out in front of us. We're gonna go into a nice lunge shape. So the right foot all the way forward as far as we can, left foot back. And first things first, torso upright. Just let your hips drop. This is trying to stretch the front of the left hip. Fabric is pretty much just for balance here. Good. So 5 times, we're going to come up to balance. That back foot becomes floating in front of us. Good. And slowly launch back and land. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for a moment. This time straighten the front leg and lean forward. Okay, torso up, bend the front knee again. We'll go for 5 more. Either do the same variation, or once you're up, also extend your leg forward like a kick. So balancing that left knee up, and maybe kick, and step. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So when you land, straighten the front leg again, lean forward. Turning your toes to the left, long edge. Pivot to face that direction, a nice wide angle forward fold. Turning the toes back forward. From here, right elbow points down to the ground, and then left arm swings all the way to the front door side. Huge side body stretch. And take both arms back forward. Rising up, switch our legs out. So first it's the bend position, torso up. Sink down until you feel that stretch on the front of the right hip. Prepare to float the right knee forward, taking it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once we pause, let the legs straighten, lean forward. Okay, front knee bends. This time, if you want to add the kick, we'll add the kick once we're standing. The right knee forward, maybe kick. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Again, straighten the legs, lean forward. Pivot on the toes to the right long edge. While we go forward, fold. Pointing back forward. Bend the left elbow to point down to the ground. And then right straight arm swings over to the back. Well, so we're turning forward. Let's come up to stand on our own 2 feet. And let's take our hip. So fabric across front of the hips. I'll usually go forward a little bit to take some slack out. And then bending at the waist, drop the hands down. Walk back until hips are under plumb line. You could stay in down dog, keeping the hips lifting really, really high. Or you could lift the toes up and even hug around the shins if you like. My recommendation is we're getting it into that massage across the front of the hips. Try to just breathe into the intensity that you can handle. Usually it gets a little bit better if you stay there. Even past that initial shock that's like, oh wow, that could be a really intense. But the more you come back, the more the posture gets used to it. No rush to be up. Those that are still enjoying it, when you feel like you are ready to be up, we'll take our stargazer, just looking back up. So this will be one we'll take in a moment to take another variation with it, similar to what we were doing with playing with our vampire today. But give your head a moment, just leaning back. Sometimes I'll take my hands behind the head. I personally love to bend one knee and then just sway my elbows to that side. Switch it out, so if you love that sensation, take it. Beautiful. So if we're doing okay, let's walk the feet up about halfway up the mat. Not too far. What we're going to do is when we're leaning back like this, we'll raise up our arms, take a good inhale. With our exhale, drop low through the knees and then straighten forward. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, forward. And just feel the knees and the ankles supporting. If you feel like you're not right under the plumb line with the feet, switching that will help you feel like you have better balance. Again, just easy with the knees through the bottom, and then it's that strength of the legs to bring us right back forward or backward. Good, if we're doing okay, let's take another 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Beautiful. From here, clasping the hands behind our back, pull the hands away from the glutes. Take a little bit of an arch to the heart. Releasing hands. Make sure fabric is under shoulder blades. And then walk your hips up under plumb line. Once you're there, heel-toe your feet out nice and wide. Good. We're all gonna shift to the front door. So one leg straight. You can be on heel or pointed toes, whatever you like better. And back door. One more time, front. And back. Right in the center. Use your hands to try to help push the knees open just a little bit further. Right, walk the feet back onto the mat, parallel position. Give the armpits a little break for a moment, even take a little back bend if you like that feels. When we're ready to go back forward, drop the hips right under plumb line again. From here, right leg straightens out, hovering above the ground. Take that right leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, try to catch it in the hands. Good. Take the right ankle to the left thigh, and then release all the effort of the hips down. And right foot to the ground. Left leg sides long. Raise that lift up. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, try to catch. And ankle to thigh. Release all the muscular effort down. Nice. So feet come up to the top corners of the mat. Grip up high. Nice tight grip because you allow the shoulders to go forward and through. And then we're sitting. So from here, if sitting at this nice tall angle is difficult, just keep the hands up high and use that grip to help you sit up tall. If this is pretty easy, if you want to increase the depth, you'll scoot backwards and then use the fabric to help pull you to a nice long forward angle. You choose how far back to scoot. Even taking it all the way toward the back wall can be really nice if you're in that flexible position. When you're ready to release, just drop the hands down, let your spine continue to round. Nice and easy breathing. Okay, so coming up onto our knees, we're scooting back up to the fabric. Okay, at first, this is essentially like a hero's pose, kind of. It's like a variation of it. So just grabbing onto the fabric nice and easy. Start to lean back until you feel both of your quads stretching. Some people will be almost pretty much at the end of the fabric, head resting down. So it's up to you how deep to take it. If you need just a hair more stretch than you're in, scoop your tailbone under. Just scooping up, and that'll bring you right into that stretch. Good, rising up. Easy prayer position hands, child pose. Okay, rising up. Exaggerating both of those two positions a bit further, grip up higher, up to a high kneeling spot. And then this one, it's like a camel pose. So remember that the hips are not trying to tilt back with you. Instead, hips are trying to stay forward past the knees. Then from there, the heart arches back. You have control with your hand grip about how far back the back bend goes. Good, whenever you're ready to come up, hands back to prayer position. This one's puppy pose. Keep the hips over the knees, let the heart drop down. Okay, set the hips back. Swing the legs out in front. Nice easy grip up high. We're gonna do a couple of pull-ups to take us up to standing. So the glutes come up above the floor, and then we just use our arms going up and down. Breath flowing. You choose how many until you're ready to just be standing. Beautiful. So adding on to that hip hang that we did earlier, we'll take standing split. So fabric across the hip bones again, come forward to take some slack out. Drop hands down, walk back until we're under the line. From here, right leg nice wide, like a dog in a fire hydrant. That'll make sure we catch the outside of the fabric with our toes. So then starting to bend that right knee, catch the fabric. If you don't make it the first time, the toes on the ground, try to lift for a second, and then they have to return back. Fun try. Once you get it hooked, try to straighten the leg up. If your toes are easy on the ground and you want more, that standing foot hops further forward, and then you kind of just push your way deeper and deeper into that space. Good, so on this first side, take 3 more good breaths. That third exhale, reverse every step. So if you hop forward, hop back, bend the knee, slide it down, release. Left leg wide, bending the knee, catch the outside of the fabric. Once you're there, if it can straighten up, you're welcome to straighten it. Maybe the standing foot hops forward. Just keep on pressing your way up. Last 3 breaths here. Then reverse every step, popping the foot back, bending the knee, gentle release. If you want just a couple of extra bonus breaths with the hip thing, that's okay. At any point when you're ready to come up, you're welcome to just gently rise your way up, taking your stargazer pose. Keep on relaxing until your head and everything tells you that you're safe to be up. And then just walk backwards to stand up to let me know that you're feeling good when you get to that spot. No rush. Okay, we're looking pretty good. So right ankle in the fabric. We're standing almost just like a couple of inches up in the plumb line, not too far back. Good. So your choice of this hamstring stretch, perhaps slide hands down, perhaps slide hands up to take a split. It's up to your body at this point, how it feels. Good. Coming up, grip onto the left side. Bring your standing toes to the left long edge of the mat. And then on that left side, you're sliding the right hand down, the left hand up. You choose how to take this one. So maybe you just stay in this triangle pose. Maybe you sink into side splits. It's all up to you. Coming back, face forward, turn the toes forward. This leg, we try to release hands unless our balance is not doing too good today. And just 5 times let the leg out wide and return. 4, 3, 2, 1. Gripping back on, one more chance to go forward splits. And our weight comes back over the standing leg. We'll switch to the second side. You can either step this foot out, step the other foot in, or swinging switch. Keep the leg locked straight, and then just step one foot in, the other foot out. Good. Awesome. Make sure you don't end up too far behind the plumb line. And this one's up to you. Maybe you're sliding the hands down. Maybe you're sliding up to take a split. Okay, when we're ready to turn to the side, Grab onto the right side, turn your toes to the right. And we've got the right hand up, left hand down. If there's more space to sink to splits, you're welcome to take that side split. Okay. Weight back over the standing leg. One hand on each side, face forward. If you can take the balance, try to release. And 5 times leg goes wide and forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. One more chance to do split if you'd like. Okay, coming back and out. Take one last inversion. Those of you that know straddle back, go ahead and head on into it. Those that are new, just take it with me step by step. We're taking the fabric right behind the sacrum. It's not too high, not too low. We're not sitting on it. It's not pulling the waist. Nice middle spot. Yeah, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Right under the plumb line to start. Okay. Bend the knees, back into it. From here, you'll tiptoe forward until you're right under plumb line, and then hands up. Knees wide. You got it. Wrap the So this is our last inversion of the day. Those that want to hang out here, you can take it a full 4, 5, 6 minutes, however long your body wants you to be here. Any variations you know you can play with. Those that at any point want to come out, do any last bonus stretches for your body before your Shavasana, that's perfectly fine. It's all up to you. Grab your step, you can look out, grab the grips. Well, that will be right there at the center. Here we'll begin to deepen our inhales. And our exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Starting to introduce movements back to the body, maybe letting the arms go that back wall, shoulders right and left a few times. If any of us want to take fetal position, keep the body long, but roll over onto one hip, so one hip stacks on top of the other. And let your body curl in like a tight little ball, and then arc back. I'll usually do this maybe 3 or 4 times to one side, and I'll switch, evening out my spine 3 or 4 times to the other side. It's all up to you, all these little movements. Anything that feels helpful for your body as we're coming back to presence. I'm going until your spine and your body feel even. And then at that point, sooner or later, when you're ready, we'll come up to a comfortable seated position. So here, with hands at our heart, we reconnect with our intention. That idea of really being supportive for our body, especially as we're asking our body to carry us through some fun activities that come with this season. So making sure we take lots of time to strengthen the joints, lots of time to stretch those muscles. So in this way, we're going forward with lots of health, with wellness, just feeling good, getting to be a part of nature, getting to be outdoors more. So with all this to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we got to share together this morning with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.